Following Red Bull's 1-2 finish in Jeddah, rumours circulated that Christian Horner may be fired by the firm before the next round of the championship. According to reports in German media, Christian Horner might be released by Red Bull prior to the Australian Grand Prix, as the controversy around him and the team persists. Christian Horner's probe by Red Bull GmbH was rejected over 2 weeks ago, and the continuous tale of intra-team relationships at Red Bull has continued since then. After the Grand Prix in Bahrain, Jos Verstappen, Max's father, demanded Horner's resignation, claiming that the team is about to explode if the Englishman continues in charge of Red Bull Racing. Days later, the Red Bull Racing employee who complained about Horner to the team's parent company in Austria was suspended. This came after their evidence was dismissed for failing to stand up to scrutiny, with the BBC reporting that the suspension was based on the employee's dishonest testimony. With Red Bull GmbH currently conducting an internal investigation into the events of recent weeks, the numerous media leaks of alleged information from the investigation, including an anonymous email containing unverified information that was sent to hundreds of senior F1 personnel and media, Red Bull GmbH employee and Red Bull racing consultant Helmut Marko told Austria's ORF that there is a theoretical possibility that he will also be suspended before the next race. This resulted in an escalation of hostilities throughout the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend, with Marko departing the paddock on Thursday and returning on Friday escorted by CEO Oliver Mintzlaff, the guy in charge of the Austrian investment in GmbH, which holds a 49% minority shareholding. According to sources in German media, the triad of Red Bull GmbH powerholders, Mintzlaff, Franz Václavic, and Chelem Uvidya, met in Dubai on Sunday, and Uvidya's opinion on Horner has shifted. Uvidya, who represents the Thai majority shareholders in GmbH and owns 51% of the company, stood beside Horner on the grid prior of the Bahrain Grand Prix. According to F1 sources, the Thai shareholders have reached an agreement with the Austrian side to break from Horner, and one of the meeting's main agenda items is to address Horner's next steps. According to sources, Horner is losing the power struggle at Red Bull and might be released before the next race in Australia. However, well-placed sources have told media that suggestions Horner should be dismissed as team principal are nonsense. A spokesman from Red Bull Racing responded to the media's request for comment saying, "As Christian has said, he is grateful for the full support of the shareholders, and that remains the case." Speaking to Sky F1 after the Saudi Arabian GP, in which Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez scored another 1-2 finish, Horner spoke about the ongoing crisis that has affected so many key individuals from both the racing team and the larger corporation. "Obviously, a lot is made of this stuff," he said, denying that an ongoing battle for control is ongoing. "But we are one team, and nobody is bigger than the team. This team comprises across the different entities of over 1,400 people, and everybody has a role to play, and that's from the very bottom to the very top, and without them performing, you don't achieve performances like this." Unfortunately, there's been obviously a lot of speculation this weekend, but once again, our focus is very much on track. When questioned on Marko's statements over the weekend that he may face a suspension from the organisation, as well as Verstappen's following allegation that Marko's departure would be detrimental to his own future at Red Bull, Horner remained steadfast. "Well, firstly, Helmut is a consultant to Red Bull GmbH, Red Bull Racing's parent company, so whatever the discussion was between them and not with the team," he explained. Verstappen stated in Saudi Arabia that senior advisor Helmut Marko had to stay if he had to, citing speculations that Marko was facing punishment or may quit on his own initiative. Verstappen has established himself as Formula One's dominant force, so it's no wonder that Mercedes team leader Wolff is lurking amid the mayhem, confessing, "I'd love to have him," as the 2025 replacement for Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton. Horner understands why, but he also noted Wolff's statement that the driver will always choose the quickest car, which is clearly the Red Bull. "I'm sure every team in the paddock would love to have Max," Horner told reporters after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But as Toto also said, the best drivers always want to be in the best cars. "But we're a team. Max has achieved his 56th Grand Prix victory today and his 100th podium, all of which have been in Red Bull racing cars. And as a team, we perform exceptionally well together, and everybody has a role to play in that team, whether it's from the designers, the support staff, the operational staff, all the way through all the different 22 departments that make up Red Bull Racing. If everybody isn't doing their part, you don't have a performance like this. So as a team, we're performing at an exceptionally high level, and we expect to see that continuing. When asked to explain that he saw no threat of Verstappen departing, Horner said, "No such assurance can be made. Verstappen is under contract with Red Bull until the end of 2028, but Horner stated that a piece of paper would not keep Verstappen around if his mind was turned, and Red Bull would not try to compel him to stay. You can't say never," Horner said. "If a driver doesn't want to be somewhere, then they'll go somewhere else. It's like anything else in life. You can't force someone to go somewhere just because of a piece of paper. If someone does not want to be on this team, we will not compel them to be here. And that applies whether you're a machine operator, a designer, or someone in one of the support tasks that run throughout the firm. Being a part of a team like this requires dedication and passion, and Max has that, as we've seen. He's been here since he was 18 years old, and I have no question about his commitment and desire moving ahead. As a team, I don't understand why anyone would want to leave our squad. I believe he has terrific support around him and is doing an excellent job with a fantastic automobile. The health of Horner and Verstappen's relationship has been put into question, as his father Jos has openly urged for Horner's departure, while Verstappen has not publicly supported Horner's decision to stay with the team in the same way that he has Marco. However, Horner stated that his relationship is absolutely fine with Max. Horner added, "He's working well within the team, there's no tension, there's no stress. You can see how relaxed he is around the garage with everybody in the team, and that's translating to his performance on track as well. So we don't see any issues with Max." Verstappen has made an excellent start to his quest for a fourth consecutive World Championship, winning in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia to extend his Grand Prix winning streak to 9 races. For the time being, the Christian Horner investigation has left many unanswered questions. One of the most often asked questions is why this situation has arisen after so many years of peace and harmony among Red Bull's senior leaders. However, it appears that when Mateschitz died in late 2022, a power vacuum was created. Horner is said to have pushed for a stake of the team, akin to Toto Wolff's with Mercedes, but has yet to achieve it. Rumours surfaced in 2023 that he and Marco were no longer on the same page, with a new dynamic building between them after Mateschitz died. With simmering tensions beneath the surface, GmbH's investigation of Horner provided the spark that set everything off, and now that Horner has survived and reclaimed his power, what happens next is up to other parties accepting that decision, or at least if he is not ousted before Australia due to increased external pressure on his position. What do you think? How it will end this Red Bull civil war? Let us know what you think in the comments down below.